Hi, welcome to Cooking with Biscuit. I'm your host, Nick, a dog biscuit. Today we're going to do Taco Tuesday. And first thing, before we dive right into the tacos, first thing I want to do is make one of my favorite things to go with tacos. Actually, guacamole. First, you're going to need some avocados. You don't have to get ripe avocados right away. They can take a few days to ripen. You'll probably never get them perfectly ripe. Hopefully this one's not overripe. To ripen them up, you just need to leave them out. Brown paper bag would do fine. Now, to make guacamole, it's actually quite a bit of a process. You got to take the avocados. You're going to want to cut them in half like so. Alright, and there you go. Like that. Then, you're going to stuck with this nasty little pit. I don't recommend doing this unless you feel comfortable around mice, because you want to take it, you're going to stab the pit like that, and then take the pit, boom, right in the trash. Okay, I got 5 because I make quite a bit, because I'm feeding, quite a few people, and this makes quite a bit. So I'm going to go ahead and just slice it. Keep. Okay, now next thing you're going to need is you're going to take all these little bits of avocado. I got one over there for no reason. Put your knife out of there. And you're going to want to put them in a little bowl. So you can use a fork, spoon. Wouldn't recommend using the knife, but basically just kind of scrape it out. I like using the fork because you're going to be mashing it. So it just makes it a little easier. Might end up just getting a spoon. Spoon's definitely easier because you're scooping, but I like a fork. It works just as well. Just a little extra work. Okay. Now that you have all the avocados all put up into your bowl, like so, you're going to take the fork and you're going to kind of just mash it up. See, all you really need is a fork. You don't need like a potato masher, unless they're a little underripe. I mean, honestly, if you want. Now, if you want to use like a mixer or something, you can. If you like it more pureed, you can even use like a food processor. I like my guacamole kind of. Sorry, I'm distracted. I want to focus on this. I like my guacamole a little chunky. So you're going to mix it all up. Chop up any pieces. They're just a little too big. You can mash them. Go through just a little mashing. Alright. Then you got the avocados. Perfect. Now what you're going to want to do is add a little bit of garlic and a little bit of salt. So just a bit of salt. You want to just do this to taste. So it's not overpowering or anything. I like I said before, I like a lot of garlic. You want to taste a little bit? A little bit more salt. You really want to make sure it's all mixed in there pretty well. Oh. Got that camera shake because I got this thing attached to the. Okay. Sorry about that. I forgot my garlic. So you just get a little bit of garlic in there. This you don't want too much. Alright, so mix this around. Let's see. You don't want the seasonings to overtake take it, a little more garlic. Just can't get it right. Like I said, it's the taste. I like a lot of garlic. Other people might not like so much. Really love the smell of it too. So, mix it all up. See here? Perfect. Now that you got it all mixed up, the avocado is nice, puree, still a little chunky the way I like it. There's a few different ways you can do this. Now, the way my mom made it, she'd make this whole special salsa. This would take quite some time to make. I made a cheat for it because I'm the inventive one. So, what I like to do is take a little strainer here, a little bowl. Now, you make a salsa. I said, why make a salsa when you can buy a salsa? Now, get that in there. Then you're going to want to just shake out the juice. You don't always have to shake out the juice. You can mix it around, pull it out. But basically just do this and pull out as much juice as you can. Just keep mixing it around until you get all the juice out of there. So it's just basically the chunkiest fucking salsa you'll ever have. Now, this is my quick, easy cheat. I call it a like mom's recipe because, I kid you not, as much as she hates it, this tastes just like my mom's. Well, there's some difference. I had a little extra garlic. But, essentially, there you go. You got chunky salsa, and you have all the juice right there. Now, I'm not saying don't use any of the juice. I like to pull out a bunch of it. So just move it back in, stick it in there. I like to use a little bit of the juice because, hey, it's salsa. It's good. It's good juice. Move that out of the way. So, now that you got the salsa in there, mix it up in there. Now see, also by taking the juice out, you also prevent your guacamole from turning brown. Well, really brown. You can add lime. Lime's good. Normally you add lime to it, but you don't always have to. For me, it's alright. I'm not a big fan of it. Add a little bit of the juice in there. Just a hint of the juice. There you go. Get that out of there. Okay, then mix that in. Adds a little bit more flavor. Alright, take that and try it. Oh. Wonderful. Alright, move that out of the way. Now, let's make the tacos. That's going to be delicious. Alright, now let's make the tacos. Now, there's different ways you can do the tacos. I always grew up with browning of the tacos, adding the salsa to it, putting it in the pre-made taco shells and everything. And that's great and all. It was really good. That's how I grew up. Cheese, salsa, lettuce, sour cream, whole kit and caboodle. That's how I grew up. Then I learned a different way that's actually easier, it's a little faster, and it tastes just as good. So, what you're going to need to do is get yourself some ground beef. Doesn't matter what kind, you can use fresh, you can use this stuff, doesn't really matter. So, get yourself 2 pounds of ground beef. At least I use 2 pounds of ground beef. You're going to get yourself some ground beef. You're going to want to open them up. Alright, there you use the tube. It's a little bit more painful. Whoa. It's like taking a shit. I like using the tube stuff when I do this, just because it's a little easier to mold up. It's already basically just so compressed that it's a little easier to work with than the fresh stuff. The fresh stuff does taste a little better. Come on, get it out, get it out. There you go. You know, the fresh stuff always tastes better. So you get that. Alright, now, you got your ground beef. Now, what you're going to do is get your favorite taco seasoning. I normally get a low sodium one, just because, well, I like to cut back and not have so much sodium. And I do eat a lot of sodium. So you're just going to sprinkle this on there. Alright. Put both of them on there like this. Alright, perfect. So you got that in there. Then you're going to want, I like, of course, the McCormick Perfect Pinch Steak Seasoning. Get that. Put quite a bit. Another reason why I go for the low sodium is this stuff has quite a bit of salt in it, actually. It's actually a good source of salt. Now, you can use a real onion. I normally do, but I forgot to pick one up for this. So, onion powder works just as good. Put a little bit in there. And then, of course, pour on the garlic. Now, once you got that, there's two ways you can do it. You can do it, you just mix it up however you want. I don't care. Me, I get my friggin' hands dirty. So you just get in there. It's like making meatloaf, and I just threw some of the seasoning out. Oh well. Yeah, just get in there. You're gonna want to make sure you pick up as much of the seasoning as you can with this. But normally when you use meat, you're gonna really want to just squish it up, just to mix it around. You can use an egg in this, like you would like meatloaves and different stuff to help keep the consistency. But we're not cooking it too long, and I'm actually going to be deep frying this. So it don't really matter. The egg isn't really needed as the binding agent for it. You don't need breadcrumbs to help, you know, everything. Just the meat, the seasoning, and that nasty feeling in between your fingers. Alright, so kind of ball it up here. See if there's any seasoning you missed. Pick it up. Alright, just kind of mix her up. Alright, there you go. That is our taco meat. Beautiful. I love it. Okay. Alright, now, the way I do it is I take corn tortillas and I stick a little bit of meat right in the middle of them, fold them over, and drop them in the oil. Now, I don't soften up my corn tortillas first. I'm a little crazy and bold like that, I guess. And so you have to do it really, really quick. So like I said, you got to be really fast. So you get your tortillas. You get your tortillas out here. Oh, and through the power of camera magic, I got my deep fryer over here. It's a small. It's called a Cool Daddy Elite. So pull the. All right, you got. Whew, those are heavy. So don't need the knife no more. Put the seasonings out of the way, garlic out of the way. Alright, so you kind of want to wait for this to heat up before you start doing it, because you're going to take one of the tortillas. Like I said, you don't have to pre-moisten them, but you're going to take them. You're going to put a little bit of meat in there. You're going to fold them in half. When you fold them in half, you don't preheat them. They tend to crack. So you're not going to want to do this until the oil is hot. It's got a little light on it right there, so we're going to wait till that goes off. Okay, now that it's all heated up, nice and hot, whew, feel it. You're gonna want to take your taco shells, your pre-cooked, your non-pre-cooked taco shells, and your meat, and you're gonna want to make little patties. Now with the meat, what you can do is you can do it a couple different ways. You can either shape out all the meat and go, or you can do it as you go, like basically meat, taco, oil, meat, taco, oil, meat, taco, oil. I do like 3 of them before I put them in the oil. So let me raise this up out the oil. Well, a little bit. You can still. Yeah, that's fine like that. Okay, so you want to take a chunk of meat. I get like a pinch of it here. Really not too much. I mean, really that's all you need. Then you want to just kind of ball it up. Take a big ol' ass meatball. You want to squish it. Slap it around. Then you want to shape it more to fit inside of here. And take this, put it about in the middle, and fold around it. See if it fits. That's good. Let's elongate this a little bit more. So there you go. You're going to set that down, kind of squish it a little bit. Alright. Let me get you another one here. Actually, that is good. So just roll it up. So it's perfect. Kind of slap it around. So it's what? You know, make sure it knows who's the boss. You know? Alright. Put the taco around it. Uncooked taco shell. There you go. 2, kind of give it a little squish. And do it with the next one. And needs a little more. Okay. Down. More elongated like that. Shape it. Prepare the taco shell. Squish it down. And then push it down. Now see, 3 is my magic number because it keeps them from breaking. Then just take this, like set them down because I have the little basket. Set them down kind of where the rounded part meets the basket. And 3 is a good number because, well, you can put 3 in here. Now these will not cook very long. You don't really need to. So just dunk them down in there. And let that do its business. Now see, when you do it like this, it's really nice because it has the ability to keep them kind of open so you can add your tomatoes, your lettuce, your cheese, you know, whatever you want to put on the little guacamole that I made. So really, it's all based on, you know, how much you want to do. Nice little bump around here. So just let those cook, probably about 4-ish minutes. Until they look done is pretty much what you want to do. And because these are cooking on oil, you're going to, of course, need to drain them a bit. I'm going to take my tongs in here. Oh yeah. That is good looking taco right there. Still a little soft, which is good. Nice and open. The meat's nice and cooked in there. So just kind of wiggle them around. And pour up juice there. Get that up out of the way. Put the platter here. Like I said, you're going to want to drain them. Take this. Good. Yeah, presentation's always nice. So when you do it, just set them up, make them look good, and then start with the next batch. So on and so forth. Until either you have enough and you can keep the rest of the meat for later, or you cook it all, depending on how big whatever you're doing it for is. Alright. There you go. And just like that, you got yourself some good tacos. Some great tacos, actually. In my personal opinion. Woo, look at that steam. Gotta love it. We get it, you babe. So that is my favorite tacos. My favorite style of tacos. Now, I did keep the salsa from the guacamole earlier, the juice from it. The juice on it, you pour it on the tacos, I'll show you in a minute. Oh, it's great. It's a nice little spice. You don't really need any more tomato or anything for me. And then you put a little avocado, some of the guacamole in there. It's fucking great. You know, you get sour cream cheese. If you want to put lettuce, put lettuce. Good. Though, if you are going to add some more stuff, you're going to want to make the meat not so tall. You're going to make it a little longer, but thinner. Same amount of meat, just squish it down a little bit more so it doesn't reach the top, and then just a little bit longer in the taco. That way you have the room for all the extra stuff. And it really opens it up a little bit more too. But that's only if you're going to do like lettuce and tomatoes and stuff, big pieces and stuff. So, check on these tacos again. Alright, almost done. I'm going to go wash my hands real quick while this finishes cooking so I can get it all set up so you guys can see the finished product. Also, I'd like to point out, I'm using a deep fryer. You don't have to use a deep fryer. You want to get a pan, pour some oil in it, and cook them. It's good. You're going to need to turn them unless you put a lot of oil, or get a pot on the stove, fill it with oil. You can deep fry like that. I think it's called pan frying, but I could be wrong. I'm not sure. I've had this for a few years. I like deep fries and all different kinds of stuff. So you don't need a deep fryer. It's not a necessary component. It's just helpful because it's one of those things that has a specific purpose, but at the same time, it's only got one purpose. Not a big fan of things that only have one purpose. But anyways, I digress. So these are done. So swap back over here. Oh yeah, these are done. Actually, these are a little bit browner than the other ones. So make sure, as always, to drain as much oil back into this as you can, because this does absorb oil. So make sure you get as much oil back into that thing. It won't take a whole lot out, but it's better than every 20 tacos you have to put more in. So put the tacos on here. Alright. Hot taco. There we go. Nice size 6. Yeah, these definitely a little bit more done. Looks good in them. It's great. Alright. Let's get this plate out of the way. These over here out of the way. You got your tacos. You got, like I said earlier, still got the sauce here. Run it. Make sure you get that. I don't know where to put this. Okay, so and you got, of course, your spoon from doing it. Then you can just kind of just ladle it on there. The sauce always makes it just, to me, just that much better. Now this last one's going to be tricky because it's kind of laying down on its side. I mean, you can just kind of pour it through and everything. The last one will be the last one to season. So you got the sauce in there, adds a little extra, just perfection. And of course, get you some sour cream. Any kind of sour cream you do. You wanna, I just like the squeezy stuff, which is what this one is. Pop this top, just because it makes it a little bit, you know, easier. So, add a little sour cream into it. Yeah. Okay, add a lot of sour cream to that one. I mean, you really don't need much. Sour cream. Now we're going to add a little bit of cheese. We're going to grab it. Of course, what a taco. It wouldn't be a taco without a little bit of cheese. So just sprinkle some cheese on there. Get it in that last one right there. Alright, some cheese on these bad boys. Oh yeah. That's what Biscuit likes. You got your cheese on there, and then to dip, just a nice little cup here, a little bowl. I actually got a salsa bowl, so bloop, bloop. Oh, I spilled it. I dropped some. No, I am so face exploded. All right, put you some guacamole in a little bowl there. Don't need that anymore. Clean that right up. Oh, no. Clean it right up into my mouth. I'm not ashamed of it. I'm a fat kid. Oh, that's some good shit right there. And there you go. We got tacos, some guacamole. If you have any tortillas left over, feel free to cut them up. Make some chips to go with it. So there you have it. You got your tacos. You got a guacamole sauce to dip them in. They got sour cream on them, they got cheese. You can always add lettuce and tomatoes, like I said a million times already. So, there you go. I hope you enjoyed. If you liked it, please share the love. Go ahead and give a like to this video. If you're new and you want to see more, give me subscribe. You don't have to. It's whatever. I don't care. It's always nice to have new subscribers. But yeah, like, subscribe to the video. You want to see me cook something specific in the comment section, just put hashtag cooking for Biscuit or cooking with Biscuit. No, that's for Twitter. If you want me to cook something and you want to request it over Twitter, do hashtag cooking with Biscuit and give me your idea. Just give me a name for a recipe. I'm sure I'll find something to go along with it. If you don't want to do it via Twitter, you can go ahead and just mark it down in the comments. Say, hey, make this. This would be great. I'd love to see this. I'll try and go through as much as I can. But that's all for me today. And I hope you enjoy. And I hope you don't leave hungry. Have a good one. And have a wonderful day.